All right. I think we are all set. Thank you guys for joining me here on Legitimate Aviation Live. My name is Devin. I am your one and only host here atop the Boise Airport parking garage on this smoky Sunday morning. So I do hope all of you are having a fine, pleasant, happy day so far. Um, we are just about to get started in terms of, you know, content here. Speaking of content, we've got our American 737-800 coming in from Dallas. Sorry, I'm like going one-handed here. There we go. Still working on a couple things here real quick. Where is it? Perfect. All right. And I'm getting up the live chat, so it will be just a couple seconds before I got that going. But we are definitely working on it. See here. All right. And I'm almost finished here. It's been a hot minute since I've used this live chat, so just give me 1 second here. I do want to be able to see what you guys have to say, though, so I'm getting there. Um, oh, here we go. Do this. Here. Got it. All right. Huh. That's a little strange. All right, that's something to fix. Um, all right, we're gonna try something out here real quick, and then I think we should be all set. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. That was a little weird. Okay, we're gonna try that again. Give me 1 second. That was a little silly. And for those of you who are just kind of confused, what is this guy doing? I'm trying to get the live chat to appear. Might as well get that takeoff though. All right. One day. Perfect. So now, in theory, I should be able to move this. Say something in the chat. Perfect. Okay. It does, in fact, come up. All right, that's what we were trying to do. Okay. Move this down. Some. All right. Oh, what's up, Pip? How's it going? Glad to see you could join me for a little bit. We are back into the swing of things in terms of not being in 100-degree heat in Vegas and not being in a very dark, lonely place in Seattle. So we are making progress. And there's one thing I'm just trying to figure out here. My camera is in a weird setting. I don't know what's going on with this. Because where you see the cutoff on the screen is still like halfway in my actual camera view. So good to see my old friend, Boy. All right, we got something rather. I will get Flight Radar up here in just a sec. Ah, yes, the beautiful A10s. You are 100% right about that. There is nothing better than the line of A10s here at BOI. All right. Hey, Robbie, how's it going? Glad to see you. Hope you are doing fantastic. Welcome back to Boise. I think I'm the only one. Well, okay, I take this back. There's been 2 other people that I've seen do streams here, but I've definitely done the most. I think I am probably the most daring in terms of people to go stream out in Boise. But glad to see you all here today. Glad you could join me. Everything's looking okay for my computer. Let me know if there's any quality issues, if it's blurry or, out of, I guess mostly really just blurry. That's like a quality issue I think I can fix on here. I should be able to. It looks fine on my computer, so One thing I do want to fix is that. That's why that's so weird looking. Sorry, that makes no sense out of context. There we go. Perfect. And that should pop up in just a sec. All right, now that I fixed that, and it looks like my audio is working just fine, got the live chat going. Got my view count so I can see who's watching. We're gonna go ahead and check the classic Flight Radar 24. All right. And for those of you wondering, the current local time here at the Boise airport is 10:38 p.m. a.m. Whoa, don't want to miss that up. 10:38 a.m. here atop the Boise airport parking garage. I'm looking at the next departures here on the departure board. Oh, that's the arrival. Okay, that's fine. We'll check out arrivals. Looks like we got a Southwest Boeing 737 MAX coming in from Vegas here in just a little bit, trying to find a Cessna here. Or whatever that is. Sorry, I'm not good with general aviation. All right. Yeah, so 737 MAX from Vegas. We've got a Delta. Oh, that one's coming in at, it says 11:30. It's delayed. We've got a Delta A320 coming in from Minneapolis here at 11 o'clock or so. A couple Embraers. And then another Southwest at 11:20 from Sacramento. That's a 737-700. And then 11:04, it says it's coming in early. We'll see how true that is. We've got an Allegiant A319 from Las Vegas. Ooh, and then, okay, 12:03, we've got a United A319 from Chicago. And, okay, a couple more. We've pretty much hit the busy hour of late morning, afternoon kind of, or late morning, early noon kind of time. And it looks like we've got a C-17 there in the background. I had no idea they had one over here. So we might be seeing this take off today. I don't know if you guys saw the Minneapolis stream, but we were so close and yet so far from seeing that take off. It was a little too far away. We do have this United E-175. I would assume it's going to Denver. They don't, United's converted most of their flights out of here in the summer to mainline. So this is one of, I think they have 2 LA flights on E-175s. And then I think 1 San Francisco. And then a Denver flight now. Yeah, so they've really cut down on regional, which I am not complaining about. And I don't think you guys are either, because that makes for far superior content, right? All right, so we've got a Spirit, more Delta, more Alaska. Okay, so a fair variety. We've got a Velo parked at the gate currently, so we'll be seeing that guy take off probably any time now. It's a Velo, so it's low cost. It's a low cost carrier, so they don't stick around very long. And for those of you just joining us, we are looking at a fantastic C-17. A rare sight in Boise, not like, you know, super rare. It's more common than a 747. But they used to have these based out of Boise back in, I think, 2010 or something like that, 2011. And then they decided, you know, it'd be cool if we put A-10s out here. So they moved all of these, I don't know where they moved them to, but they are no longer based in Boise. But we do get a few every once in a while because it's, you know, it's still a military base. Uh, and that's also why we get 747s and other random charters. We've had a Singapore Airlines here in the past, an A350 too, which is wild. The only time they've ever landed here. That was a military charter from, one might guess, Singapore. All right, what is happening? What on earth? I don't know what I just did there. We're just gonna get back into Flight Radar. Gotta love them ads. And in case you guys are enjoying the stream, I don't mind if you like the stream. I won't be offended or anything. And of course, if you've been here for a while or you like to participate in airport live streams, I try to do this monthly. Hasn't worked out monthly for the last little bit, but that's kind of the goal. Monthly streams, I do trip reports around the United States and sometimes around the world. So I just had a big event just a couple weeks ago where I traveled to 3 major cities and streamed there. So if you do like the content, if you do like what's happening, subscriptions are always appreciated for sure. And I don't know why, but my flight radar is just not working. Which is, there we go, now it's showing up. And that C-17 is not showing up, so we will not know if it's taken off until we hear it. Yeah. All right, we got a Delta E175. This is registration N302SY, SkyWest, obviously. This guy's going out to Seattle here in just a few minutes. One of, I believe, 7 flights a day in the summer, which is just outrageous because Alaska's 12. So between the two, they've got 19 flights a day to Seattle, and only 2 of them are like mainline. So, talk about wasting fuel, wasting resources, because I feel like it'd be a little more efficient to fly, you know, 7 737s a day instead of 19 E175s, but you know, that's that's just me. Looks like we got, oh, they're not taking off and I won't be able to see them. Britain Norman BN-2A-20 Islander. That's a really long name for an airplane. Looks like he's getting ready to go. Nope, just kidding. He just landed. But knowing private owners, they like to land and take off and, you know, repetitively. All right. And apologies if I do miss. I mean, you know, I'm gonna see it once it lands. But it is really smoky out today. So if I do miss something out far away in the sky, that is 100% not on purpose, and I cannot see my screen. All right, and that Delta E175 that I was just talking about is getting ready to head out. You can't hear it, but I can hear the engine spoiling up, which is always a good sign. We always like that, right? At some point, I don't know if it's this year or next year, uh, probably sometime late next year, I will be getting a, you know, some sort of audio device so you guys can hear the planes and not just see them. I tried to do it with my camera audio, but it's, well, let's just say you would want to watch the stream less if I did that one. So, All right, it looks like that Avelo's taking off and that C-17 is heading out as well. So we're gonna get a shot of that. And this is a Boeing C-17 Globemaster. Perfect. That was fantastic. All right, and that Delta E-175 going to Seattle's heading out. And if you are just joining us, feel free to say hi in the chat. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, I'm always happy to answer those. It helps the conversation go. It does look like we have an Alaska E-175 pulling out of the gate over there. By the time I get over to it, it's going to be out of view. But it looks like that guy's going to Seattle. So, of course, because there's 19 flights a day to Seattle, or maybe it's like 17 or something, but some crazy unnecessary amount for sure. Looking at arrivals, man, why is my phone so dim? I don't remember it being this dim. It's on full brightness. It was ridiculous. Okay, well, we do have, I'm gonna use this shade here. We do have an Allegiant A319. Looks like it's arriving in 13 minutes. A Delta E-175 from LA, arriving in 13 minutes. And then, of course, that Minneapolis flight. And that's pretty much it for like close by. I mean, there's going to be a bunch of other flights landing here. Yeah, so I think that'll satisfy us. On top of these departures here, I think we're set. We do have Coulson Aviation Lockheed C-130 Hercules, so a different species of the C-130. Let's just get a shot over here real quick. We got both the Delta E-175 going to Seattle, and that Avelo 737-700. I think it's going to Burbank. Okay. Avelo has not really two flights a day, but it ends up being that twice a week. Two destinations out of Boise. They go to Santa Rosa and Burbank, which are two wild cities, but apparently Burbank is like a top 10 destination from here. Just like LA. So hopefully Avelo adds more flights. Because we've now got Southwest going to Burbank daily. We've got Alaska going to Burbank almost daily. I think it's like 5 or 6 days a week. So just those two right there are like over 200 seats a day. On top of Avelo, that's like close to, what, 350, 400 seats a day? That's crazy. Yeah, so I don't know. I have no idea how Boise supports that many Burbank flights, because I've been to Burbank and there's not much there. I mean, there is, but you know, I guess you got Hollywood, so that's probably what makes it attractive. And in case you happen to just be joining us, my name is Devin, and we are up atop the Boise Airport parking garage. The current local time here in Boise is 10:52 p.m. It is currently 89 degrees and smoky, so that's cool. Hasn't seemed to affect my view all that much. So the only thing it's going to affect is maybe some far out shots. You know, after takeoff and you know, descent, like final descent, stuff like that. And we got that Alaska E-175 going to Seattle. You know, I actually did have a trip report planned on Alaska. It was going to be a Alaska 737-900 from Seattle to Boise, of which, hint, hint, we're going to be seeing that land here in about, what, an hour, half an hour, something like that. Uh, and then stuff happened, and then I didn't do that flight. So I do still want to. I still want to fly Alaska. Uh, I've flown them regionally in the past, not filming anything when this is when I was younger. I've flown their Dash 8s before they retired them. I flew those multiple times actually. I think that's actually it. I think I've only been on their Dash 8. That's crazy. But then again, Boise used to be a big base for their Dash 8s. They've always had at least 10 or 11 destinations out of here, which is weird because it's Boise. But they are adding a flight to Orlando from here, which is even more insane. That's just completely out of the blue. Nobody expected that one. And I'm gonna miss that inaugural by one day, as far as I know. So, oopsies. But I am still looking to get some sort of Alaska inaugural, not necessarily from here or to here, but somewhere in the United States, something hopefully kind of cheap, but you know. I do have Frontier flight credits because they refunded me for rebooking me on not one, but two separate flights that were just completely out of what I needed. Like I wasn't gonna make it to my destination on time. So they just refunded my non-refundable ticket, which shout out to them. They pretty much saved. I wasn't gonna fly them again if they didn't refund me there. So that's your snobby host talking. Looks like we've hit a whopping 7 viewers, and that's not sarcastic, I promise. That is very good for the channel. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you are all doing very well today, having a fantastic Sunday, or I guess some places it's almost Monday, right? Yeah, I think down in what, Dubai, like Saudi Arabia and stuff like that, that area. I think that's all close, if not already the next day. All right, got another departure here. And I'm not good with my charters, private jets. So excuse me if I don't know what this is. I haven't studied that. All right. And we do have multiple arrivals coming in. It's just a matter of time. Uh, we do still have one more departure lined up here. I can't show you because it's out kind of behind the terminal. But we do have a Delta, right? I think Delta's still here. The Delta E-175. Oh, and the Avello, right. Okay, so we've got 2 departures lined up, plus a Cessna or something like that. And my phone is baking, so I should probably put this somewhere in the shade. We've got a Daher TBM-940 I'm going to Rifle. No idea where that is, but I'm sure it's a pretty place. I'm sure it's cool. Uh, all right, we got an arrival here. I'm gonna assume it's probably the Allegiant or the Delta from LAX. Looks like it's the Delta E175 from LAX. We're gonna see it hopefully touch down over here, or at least, you know, have its roll. All right, and next up is actually going to be a Delta departure. So that's really cool. Got a Delta E175 going to Seattle. They're all sharing one runway, so just give it a second. They're doing some major runway construction here, and it is nowhere near being finished either. So they're basically realigning the runways to be like parallel. They're parallel already, but like, you know, lined up on both ends. And they're repaving stuff too. So it's like a huge project. Here in probably a year and a half or 2 years, they're going to start construction on a new concourse, which is going to be absolutely wild. And hopefully they build it bigger than the current one, because the current one is not designed to withstand, you know, a bunch of mainline flights. It is very cramped. And hopefully they throw in a customs facility, or at least a spot for an in-terminal customs facility, because current one they have is out far, like a mile away from the terminal. All right, and there's that Delta E175 going to Seattle. I promise this is, well, it's not the last E175, but it's the last one for a little bit. We've got several mainline flights coming in, as well as an Avelo. Beautiful. I guess we can focus in on that American right there. Oh, there we go. We got that Avelo 737-700 going to Burbank, California. This is currently twice a week. A twice-a-week flight on Avelo. Good, nice close-up there. Perfect. We'll let that fade away. All right. We'll focus in on that Delta for a little bit. We do have a couple arrivals coming in here shortly, so stay tuned for that. I guess we can go ahead and check when. I did just check a second ago, but N. So we've got a Delta A320 from Minneapolis landing here in 4 minutes or less. And right behind that is an Allegiant A320 from Las Vegas. And that is eventually going to be followed by, where is it? By a Southwest 737-700 from Burbank. So that's cool. As well as a Dash 700 from Sacramento. So So be sure to be here for that. And oh, and in Alaska, E175 from Seattle. So that's kind of a run on for the flights. Departure wise, they're gonna come and go, obviously. What's next? Okay, so not a whole lot of departures soon, but we will have the American that you can't see departing at 12:45. So not really, or sorry, 11:45, not 12:45. You got a Southwest 737 MAX 8 that isn't even here yet because it's delayed. That's going to be leaving now at 12:15. So anyway, we do have that Delta A320 coming in from Minneapolis, St. Paul. This is one of 3 flights a day in the summer. All on, well, I take that back. 3 to 4 flights a day because Sun Country has just added flights to Minneapolis from here, which is cool. I was on that inaugural. I do have a video on that if you want to check that out later. Wild ride. Perfect. All right. Well, how's everyone doing? I'd imagine there's at least one new viewer, right? How is everyone doing on this fine Sunday morning, afternoon, evening, depends on where you're from. For me, it's still morning. It is currently 11:05. And as much as I'd love to stay focused on this Delta over here, we do have another arrival, which is that Allegiant Airbus A319 from Las Vegas, Nevada. That's not good. We can focus on it. There we go. Perfect, and that guy will be popping up somewhere over here, probably right there in a second. I do have a wild idea to do like an early morning stream and a late night stream. Not soon, but that is definitely a plan. I've hit every time here at the Boise airport between like 10 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. So I want to try to fill in those couple time zones I haven't. So like maybe get here at 6, start streaming at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Get a couple hours there, and maybe again at like 9 or 10 p.m. once I have a good night camera, because that's also an issue. And get like a 9 p.m. stream. I think that'd be pretty fun. Get all the arrivals, because that's when all of the big morning departures come in. So, just some ideas for the future. Make things, you know, keep things new and different. I am working on some, you could call them big plans. They're not, it depends on what you consider big, for sure. But they're definitely plans. No promises on anything at all. I'm in the very early stages. But I do I'm always thinking of stuff. I'm always working on new ideas. So, how many of them that you see? Uh, that's another story. But and that Delta right there is registration N337NW. It's an ex-Northwest Airlines Airbus A320. Back when Delta took over Northwest in 2008. And right behind it, out in the distance, you got that Allegiant Airbus A319 coming in from Las Vegas. He's actually going to be pulling into the gate closest to me here at gate B16. So you're going to get a nice, beautiful shot of the Allegiant. And actually every stream that I have an Allegiant, you will always get a good shot because they always park in the same gate. Allegiant has average of 1 to 2 flights a day, except on Tuesdays. They don't fly here on Tuesdays. That's silly. They go to Santa Ana, which is down in Orange County, Disneyland territory, stuff like that. Sometimes they go to Las Vegas, and sometimes they go to Phoenix. Not Phoenix Sky Harbor, Phoenix Mesa. And when they do those, it's usually 2 to 3 flights a week. Orange County is typically between, well, in the fall and some of the spring, it's 2 flights a day, but a lot of the times it's, or 2 flights a week, sorry. A lot of the times it's 4 flights a week. So, it's their biggest destination from here. Whether you like Allegiant or not, Allegiant does have a special claim to fame here in Boise, because they were the first and the only airline to go to Honolulu from here. It lasted for about 8 months, and it was on their now retired 757s. Boise was one of, I think, 5 destinations in the mainland U.S. that had 757 Allegiant flights, and most of which went to Honolulu. I think there might have been a couple cross-country flights. Yeah. And then, obviously, it didn't work out, and they didn't make enough money because that was 10 years ago. And I don't know how you'd even fill. I think you could maybe fill like a thrice weekly Honolulu flight on a 737 out of here. Maybe. And like in a busy season. So like winter seasonal probably you could fill that. But yeah, I don't know what Allegiant was thinking. But they did do that, and that is their claim to fame. They also had Nashville flights out of here, of which also failed. But, you know, Allegiant's the only one who's actually willing to give it a shot. So that's what I appreciate about Allegiant, is they're actually willing to try stuff. Yeah. I'm not getting focused on that one again. Too small. For those of you just joining us, my name is Devin. I am your one and only host here on Legitimate Aviation Live. I am up atop the Boise Airport parking garage here on this beautiful Sunday morning, at least in Boise this morning. Current temperature is 89 degrees and smoky. Oh, sorry, it changed. 91 degrees and smoky. It is 11:12 a.m. for me, at least. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate your support. Feel free to hit the like button if you're enjoying the content. Of course, subscriptions are always appreciated. We have just hit 200 subscribers, which is absolutely crazy. So thank you all so much for that. And while I'm talking here, we got an arrival, which I can't see. But it's that Alaska E-175 coming in from Seattle. And then after this, we should be seeing the... Well, I don't really know. There's 2 Southwest 737s coming in. One from Burbank, one from Sacramento. Perfect. And I guess I can keep focused on that one, might as well. That's going to be pulling into a gate that I can't see, so we're going to watch it till it disappears. All right. And if you guys do have any questions, comments, concerns, complaints, whatever, feel free to say so in the live chat. It keeps the conversation going. I don't mind answering questions. This isn't LA, so it's not like there's going to be too many flights leaving or arriving and stuff like that. So, chat definitely helps the stream move along, but it's up to you. And while we're waiting, might as well show you the primetime lineup here at the Boise airport. We've got an Allegiant A319, an American 737-800, the Delta A320, and that Delta E175. That is almost the best we can get here. We've got one extra gate off to the side that you can't see at the moment. That could be filled, but isn't. So that's that. All right, and we've hit 4 likes today. And before I talk about that, we're gonna focus in on the Southwest 737-700. Probably, I'd assume from Burbank. That was the first one I saw. There was one right behind it from Sacramento, but they're like relatively the same area. So. That was a quick stop, I feel like. I don't know. They usually go further than that. And butting in, we got that Alaska E175. Perfect. Yeah, so we've hit a grand total of 4 likes today, which is fantastic. Nothing crazy, but it is fantastic. If we can hit 10 likes by the end of the stream, I'd be like super happy. So be sure to hit that like button if you can. We've hit a whopping 9 active viewers right now, which is, I think for Boise, that's a record. Usually we get 5 or 6. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Definitely means a lot. Yeah, I think Sacramento was the biggest stream, and we hit, I think, 15. Which again, nothing crazy, but for the channel, that's pretty good numbers right there. So thank you all so much for that, for tuning in. I hope you are all doing well. And you know, if you guys have any suggestions for airports to go stream at, I feel like I'm pretty good at finding locations. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm generally impressed with myself. The only one that maybe I could have done better is Seattle, but Seattle's a really tough place to stream. There was Okay, well, there's two other locations I could have hit, but one would have basically just been looking at the north concourse the whole time with a small portion of the runway, and the other one would have been, uh, I don't know where the other one was. I think it was just further away. I don't remember, but still a view of the terminal, really. So, but then again, I should also go there in the daytime. I did find a tarmac view, but with a massive fence. So maybe one day I'll rent a truck or something and stand on top of that and get a nice view. Um, we do have another Southwest 737-700 coming in from Sacramento. You know, I'm starting to get the feeling the other one was not a Dash 7. But that's what it said. Dang. Alright, and Southwest typically has one flight a day to Sacramento. Every once in a while, well, you know, test the waters at a second daily flight, but it's usually just one. Same with Alaska. Alaska's got one daily E-175 to and from Sacramento. All right, and I'm going to take this opportunity to grab some water, so give me 1 second here. Pro tip for when you're out streaming or plane spotting, don't bring hot water. Um, I learned that the hard way in Las Vegas. In 98, 97-degree weather, baking hot sun, no shade. That was not fun. Hot water. So, yeah. And then I called an Uber, right, after the stream. And they took 15 minutes to get to me. And as soon as they got to the parking lot, they just drove right by and canceled. So I waited another 15 minutes for an Uber in the baking hot sun. No sidewalk to get to the crosswalk to cross the, main highway, pretty much. I don't know if it's considered a highway, but it's, 50 miles an hour. So, yeah, don't make mistakes like I do. All right. Am I even going to be able to see that? I wish there was a way to turn up the brightness on my camera. Like, not the footage, but like my camera screen. So I can't really see it.